I'm unable to do that because of this issue here. But when during the daytime, I'm able to function pretty well at a careful pace there. And I'm
You sleep
wondering
on a
if I,
bed?
yeah, I do sleep on the bed. Yes,
What kind of pillow do you have?
it's a soft pillow there.
You should get a My Pillow
Hmm.
at
Well,
Walmart.
I
Like,
know I know my nephew suggested that there.
yeah,
I
I'm
guess
serious.
we were supposed to go to Walmart today to see if they had any there, but he got occupied with a bunch of stuff at his home place
I mean,
there.
I go to chiropractor every week.
Oh
You know what I'm
wow,
saying? So
yeah,
for maintenance and shit, it ain't like it's really wrong, but like I have um I've been doing that like my whole life, and like I never really get colds, I never get like the flu and shit, like
wow,
or and you could tell the difference because your posture, like our posture's all messed up because us looking down at our phones and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I would of course there's a million different chiropractors. There's some that are good, some that are shit, but
yeah.
like I don't know. I mean, and then I always put cold, like after I'm done, like they always recommend putting cold compress or ice pack on, I use on my neck or whatever, like shoulder, like this past week I was having, not shoulder issues, but, shoulder,
Blade,
pain, I guess. Yeah,
shoulder
like
blade stuff there. Yeah,
sleeping wrong a couple of nights. So, go to the chiropractor, boom, boom, boom. It's all good. Put an ice pack over it, 20, 15,
right.
20 minutes. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Usually good, but is it like bleeding or is it like a bone
No,
thing?
it's not bleeding. It's more like a swelling of the glands.
Dang, I would do an ice pack then, because
Well, we have. I
it
know
really
my
does
sis.
prevent swelling. Ice,
You
ice,
know,
cold, cold.
or a heating pad. I've been using that at night.
Has it been working?
Yes
Try
and
the
no
cold.
there.
Try the cold pack, because
All
that's
right.
what. Cause cold does prevent swelling, and usually, that sometimes cold is better than heat. Arknolia, what would you think about that?
I've always been told cold is better than heat. Yeah, I agree with
Right.
that.
All right.
Reduces swelling. Yeah.
All right. So I'll definitely put we got an ice cube maker at our refrigerator there. So definitely I'll put some in the plastic bag and play it on my neck there and see how
Yeah,
that
do
went on.
like 10,
And
15 minutes. Wait, Keith. Do
Oh,
10,
dude.
15 minutes. Do fit 10, 15 minutes and then take it off and then wait, and then put it back. You don't want to 30 minutes to 45. You don't want to fucking cold burn cold freeze your
Neck there.
neck. You know what I'm saying? But Keith, go
Yeah.
ahead. I was just fucking around. Go ahead, my bad. I just don't
I
listen. If I
see.
yell over you, Keith, it's because like I might forget what I'm about to say if I let you go. I don't,
Oh, okay.
you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So go ahead. It's nothing like I'm
Yep.
mad at you. Just like I want to
Oh no,
get it out.
I
before
thought
forget.
I thought it was a joke. I thought you got mad like as a joke.
It is, but like I want to, like that's why I'm chill a little bit more firm. I'm like, hey, because I want to, because I'm gonna, I know I'm gonna forget what I'm gonna say probably, because everyone else does.
Oh, all right. Oh, I see how it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. We should probably. I think we have some in the house here. Should probably ask about that.
But yeah, we got
One
our
time-
meeting in a couple days. Very important. So I don't know what day Rose talking about fishing. Like I'm not gonna fish with Dr. Brown. It's another day. We're gonna do something. We're just gonna like go live with our phones or something.
All right.
Something
There.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true there. For a minute, I thought I heard Dave in the background, but I realized he's still alive at the moment there.
Yeah.
All right. You're talking
So
about
Brown,
of
did
course-
you come up with 10?
Well, let's
Well-
start with the singles first, even though I'm probably the only one that has them.
All right.
And when I say has them, I don't have them anymore.
All right.
But I figure
Yeah.
I'm probably the only one that actually had singles. Well, Brown might have.
Well,
Listen, I remember buying a CD with like the one song on it, which
All right.
was Miss Jackson by who does that, Keith?
Outkast.
Outcast. Yeah, it was like
Outkast.
how sometimes they sold like the hit song on one, just the one song on a CD for like $5 some shit.
Yes, I've never
Damn.
seen those. Yeah, they did that with
And
cassettes
it had,
back
like-
in the day as well.
It had like four or five different versions of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I
guys, Brown and Ark, I never bought. Well, I recently bought a couple original Judas Priest records, but I just keep them tucked away because they're originals. But I have never bought. I never had never bought physically records to play and all that like you guys. So go ahead, because I'll.
Well, vinyl was all I had available to me.
Yeah.
So mine will all be
Vinyl
vinyl.
was what I started out with. Then I moved to just cassettes. And later on, the CDs, and now MP3s.
Yeah, and I went from vinyl to 8 tracks. Remember those?
Had those, yes. So I had a few of those. Zappas,
Cassettes,
overnight
CDs,
stations.
and
Yep.
now I'm in basically MP3s. I don't have any of that stuff anymore.
In fact, I remember my sister buying a couple of Black Sabbath 8 tracks, Sabotage and Technical Ecstasy on there. And that's how I really got into Sabbath because of that, along with the first album, which was on cassette over a neighbor's house.
Okay, the first 5 singles that I ever bought as a kid, and mind you, these were new when I bought them.
Yep.
So when you hear some of the names, you're probably going to go, wow, that's back there. Yeah, because I'm back there.
Yep.
The first single I ever bought was the Beatles, She Loves You, I'll Get You.
Ah.
What year was that? When you bought that?
65, 66, somewhere in that range.
And what year did records? What year did records come out?
Oh,
Like,
good
for
gosh,
purchase.
in the 40s
Oh,
and
they
30s.
came out they came. I think it possibly in the 20s as well. There.
Yeah,
I mean, the records they had around that
Oh,
time
yeah?
were a lot more thicker. It was a lot more.
and they played
the
at
quality-
78.
Yes.
Are the newer records now still made out of vinyl?
I think so, and I think
Yeah.
they still play at 33 and
okay.
a third.
All right.
Yes, they do. The new stuff that gotten right now is coming out. Of course, you go to any Walmart and any Barnes and Nobles out there. They're coming out with colored vinyl with a matching the description of the album cover color there.
Mm.
They did that with the Metallica reissues on vinyl for Walmart for a while now. Like Master of Puppets, it would be a red vinyl, and Justice for All would be a white marble vinyl.
Yeah.
And of course, a black marble vinyl for the Black Album.
Yeah, and the singles play at 45. They were the vinyls with the big hole in the middle instead of the little hole to go on the spindle.
I'm surprised those have yet to make a comeback. I mean, there was talk that cassettes was going to possibly make a comeback there.
Yeah, it kind of got me when you said you spent $5 for a single song because, we were spending anywhere from 50 cents to $1 for these.
Yeah, these were just two sides: one the hit song and the B side there.
Yeah, but again, the Beatles one was almost double A side. She Loves You, I'll Get You.
All right.
Next one I got was the Beach Boys, I Get Around. That was backed with Don't Worry Baby.
Uh,
I love the song "Don't Worry, Baby."
have you heard it?
Yeah, on
By the-
YouTube.
Oh
By
wow.
the Beach Boys?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Don't worry,
Interesting.
baby. Don't.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yep.
Interesting
Yeah.
there. Are you outside, Keith, again?
Yes. I'm at the
Oh.
park.
Oh.
I'm actually leaving the park in 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
The third one I got is a little unusual, and I wished I still had it. The Bobby Fuller 4, I Fought the Law, and it wasn't the hit version that played nationwide. I lived in El Paso near Bobby Fuller, and this was a
Oh, wow.
regional hit.
I fought the law and the law
Yeah,
won.
But
I
it's
fought the law. And
if you can
Yeah.
ever get the El Paso version, it's slightly different. They re-recorded
It's on
it.
fire tonight.
Oh.
They, re- they
It's
re-recorded
like the
it for the
it's like the original version when he was still before they became a big
right
hit
when they
there.
were a local band.
Because they sometimes re-record the songs to make it more appealing to the mass audience, whereas the original was more directed towards that audience.
And then the next one I got was The Byrds, Mr. Tambourine Man, and
Yeah.
I actually won that in a record promotion.
Oh wow!
There was one of those. They used to have a contest called Name It and Claim It,
Ah,
and you call the radio station, told them what the song was, you won the record.
oh nice. And they don't do that nowadays. There.
Well, I don't know if any of them do it nowadays. I haven't listened to the radio in probably 20 years.
I I know the last time I was listening to radio was when I was still in Detroit around 2013. I wanted to turn that on, either listen to whatever talk radio station where had something good to listen to, or something to listen to when I was on my way to the club.
And the fifth record I bought is probably a tremendous oddity. Is by someone called Napoleon the 14th. They're coming to take me away.
Oh, that's a classic there.
And the flip side of it was they're coming to take me away backwards.
Mm. Oh,
Totally
wow. That's
backwards.
something. Wow. Now, that alone is a trip.
It
Gosh,
was.
so I don't need to find any hidden messages on that one there.
Oh
It's
no,
already
it's just the
turned
same
backwards
song.
for you.
It was just the same song played backwards.
So I figured, it'll be about easier on your record needle instead of going backwards or with it and fucking up your needle. You just, hey, we already have the song backwards, so you find any hidden messages in there.
That's funny you said that. I think it was Carlin that
George
once
Carlin,
said
yeah.
that about people playing the records backwards. Said you screw up your needle or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard so many people talk about that from TV hosts and this and radio hosts and this and that, but yet you can't help but do it because you want to hear it for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
But those were the first 5 singles I bought.
Mm.
But I
Now,
guess the comedy part of "They're Coming to Take Me Away" backwards, it was the flip side,
ah,
which was the joke, I suppose.
I guess so. There, it was supposed to be a humorous record there, but
Have you
I
ever
guess
heard it?
I remember not the backwards version, but just the original.
Yeah.
And we all know that song like the back of our hand. It's like a massively big hit back on the radio back day. It was a massively mentioned a lot of times around areas in the households and such. It was like a catchphrase in a way. Oh, they're coming to take me away. Ha ha.
So, YR Keith, have you two ever heard that song?
No, not me.
Oh, it goes back to the 1970s, Terry. You got to definitely look it up
60s.
there. 60s?
Wait,
Oh,
what
wow.
song is it again?
They're
They're
coming
coming
to
to take me away.
Napoleon
Oh, okay,
the
never heard.
14th.
All right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a huge novelty song. Yeah, one of these days
Wow.
maybe we ought to do a bit on novelty songs.
Yeah, there.
What's the definition of a novelty song?
Something that's kind of played for laughs. I was trying
Some
to
of
think.
that for humor.
I was
Like
trying to
Weird
think.
Al Yankovic?
Yeah, like
Something
Al
like that,
Yankovic.
yeah. Or that Bob Rivers guy.
Yeah,
Oh, all right.
yeah. I got something like 300 or 400 Bob Rivers songs.
God
on
damn
my
it, Keith! What the
MP3.
fuck's going on?
What?
Dude, is Keith
I'm
fucking
in the
up?
car. I'm in the car with the window open.
You talk about rap or something?
No, we're
No, he's,
talking
Oh.
about
no,
novelty.
he's talking about the song that we were discussing there.
My bad. I had to step away for a second.
Oh, okay.
And Earl, did you have any singles?
Well, the ones I really had at the time when I was really getting into records and 45s, I was big on the Beatles there. So most of my stuff consisted of Beatles albums and singles there. I remember having the original "Hey Jude"
Wow,
with the
Revolution on
the
the
full-
back.
yep, on the Apple label there.
I
there
remember.
was
Go ahead, and I got a couple Beatles stories because one of the Beatles albums was on my list.
oh wow, interesting.
So remember when it's probably in 1999 or 2000, but I
Yeah.
went to an exhibit in Houston, and it was showing off the original artwork of John Lennon, like the Imagine stuff and all that.
Yes.
And,
Oh wow, the Imagine album.
yeah, and he did a bunch. Like it kind of looked. Really didn't look like nothing special. Just looked like some sketches of like people. Just simple line drawings of
I see there.
and all that from what I remember. But one of the albums was that. Remember they came out. It was CD. Came out. The Beatles one.
Anthology one.
Yeah, it was red cover with a yellow one.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah, I got
Beatles
that CD.
one. That was
think.
that was the Beatles one.
Yeah, and it
all
was like
the
their
number
number
one
one
songs.
hits. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I got that one, which is on the screen here.
Yeah, it
And
wasn't what
Yep,
you'd
I
call,
see
I
it. Yeah.
guess, uh, it was a compilation rather than
yeah.
a album.
All their hit, all the number one songs that, and I hear us in the background.
Oh, I'm playing two.
Rob, Rob Halford and John
Yeah.
Lowry, aka John Five. I hear that. I had that CD briefly there for a while there. Not a bad CD, but could have been a lot more powerful. Needless to say, there.
Well, what
So
other
what?
singles did you have, Earl?
What what albums I had? Well, the
Singles.
first
Singles.
singles. Oh, okay. Well, those singles I already mentioned one, the "Hey Jude" single by the Beatles. I think it was "She Loves You" from the Beatles. This as well there.
Yeah, that
Um,
had
She
"I'll Get You"
loves
on the back.
you.
I was more of an album guy than it was the singles. I know there was two different singles. I guess that was interesting. I had they were like promote. Not one was like a promotional single that came with a free with a purchase of an album at one of the record stores I had went to. I was buying me a copy of Animals by Pink Floyd, and they handed out this promotional CD as one of them. It was two tracks on each side there of various jazz related artists. You know, one of them was Wilton Longmire was one of the artists there. The Heath Brothers. It was more
Heath
jazz stuff there.
Brothers.
Heath
No, I'm just
Brothers.
fucking.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is the Heath Brothers. What am I thinking about? Duh. And he had a lot of. It was basically to promote the artist's album through that way. There, it was mostly jazz, but it was pretty good stuff there. I did like it. And one of the other singles I had was one that was attached to the Essential Jimi Hendrix Volume 2 album that I got from the nearby record store. It was his version of Gloria,
Yeah,
which was what it still remains one of my favorites of all the cover versions that exists out there.
yeah, and I know of several. We could do another show on cover tunes.
All right, there, yeah. Which is the best? Which is suckiest?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot more sucky than there is best, but there are some
Yeah,
good ones.
yeah. And I remember a couple other singles. Let's see. I'm still trying to remember because it's been so dang long there. There was a bunch of, I remember
Let's talk about long. Go ahead.
long albums.
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay.
I bought my singles before you were born.
Yeah, sure there, yeah. All right, there. So I think those are the ones I could really mention for the time being because I'm still having trying to remember all the singles that I had for so long there, you know?
Yeah, I had a couple of hundred, I think. I didn't
Yeah,
really get into them big. They were just easy back then.
yeah, that's true there. Because you had that one song there, which by the way was often at times edited to the compared to the album version there.
Right.
But then again, you know, concerning the amount of time it had on the a 7-inch length time there.
Yeah, they weren't as bad about that as they got later.
Yeah,
But the early times it wasn't as bad. They still
yeah,
did it, but not to the point that they started doing it.
yeah,
Cropping whole verses and things of that nature.
yeah. Why I did? Why did? Well, of course, I already explained the reason why they did that there. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Hey, why'd they do that?
because they had to keep the song shortened because of the length time of the 7-inch side there. Because
All
usually
right.
the only song I think where they was able to get away with massive amount of time was "Hey Jude," because which was way over 7 minutes long, or 8 minutes long there.
And a lot of times the reason they did it because radio stations refused to play anything over 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's true there. That was the thing back then. The length of time of a song on the radio, except for some of the rock radio of today, because back then they would only play an edited version of Metallica's One, whereas the rock radio of today will play the full length version,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's
I
out
think
over 7 minutes.
Yeah, I think that for the most part they don't play now. They don't play anything over 5 minutes.
Yeah, those are usually the pop radio songs out there.
Yeah.
But then
and
again,
rap.
most pop. Oh yeah, well, most of the pop radio stuff there is all. I better stop because I'm going to start coughing again.
So who
Go
wants to
ahead, guy.
start with their top 10 LPs or vinyls or
I
uh,
will.
okay?
Okay, my first one was Limp Bizkit, Significant Other.
Mm.
That's the one that had Nookie, Rearrange, Break Stuff, and Together Now. And then my
On
second
vinyl?
one, no,
No,
CD.
No, we're talking vinyl, dude.
no. We are gonna let them cover CDs too because they didn't really
Okay,
have
there.
vinyl.
Yeah,
All right, my second
except
one was
European vinyl.
Yeah.
There was a
yep.
couple. There was this one record store called Hot Hits that had European vinyl versions of albums like Smashing Pumpkins and Lenny Kravitz at that time. I remember seeing.
My second one was Kid Rock, Devil Without a Cause. Um, and then my third one was Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish, and the hot dog flavored water.
Your singles?
No, these are
No,
the full length
out CDs, full
CD
length
Album
albums, whatever
CDs.
you want to call
Oh
them.
shit!
Releases.
Well, did you hear Did you hear the list I said so far?
Yeah.
All right. My fourth one was Everclear, So Much for the Afterglow. My fifth one was Everlast, Whitey Ford Sings the Blues. And my sixth one was Jason Aldean, They Don't Know.
Hmm.
And that's like I only had 6 rock CDs.
I see.
YR?
2 Limp Bizkits, a Kid Rock, Everclear, and Jason Aldean.
All right. Look at my list. From my memory, first physical piece music was a Collective Soul tape. It was black. It was a black cassette. I'm gonna put it on the thing here. It was a black cassette tape, and I remember I was probably like 4 or 5. Here it is. That with the shine on there.
Nice start.
I always wanted to put that on. Van Halen 1984 cassette. And this was with a Walkman I was using, like a cassette Walkman. I was probably 9 or 10.
Mm.
Because I remember I just got like this BMX bike. Remember when the Mongoose bikes were popular?
Oh yes,
yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
So like the cassette Walkman, it had a clip, like a waist clip. So I
Yes.
actually put that on the, I guess the brake wires of the bike. So it hangs on the bike, and I rode around with the headphones on with that 1984 white cassette tape. Very memorable. The first memory of when I got a CD player, portable CD player, was Tim McGraw album with that song on it. I guess you can say single for that, but it wasn't
All
a
right.
single. But what was that song we just played, Keith? Something like that.
Oh, yeah, something like that by Tim McGraw.
Ah.
And for the first minute, and then right after that, right when I got that CD player, portable, with the headphones, Walkman.
Mm-hmm.
I got this Alan Jow's Into the Country when I was like 8, 9, and 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. I was in the country, so. It's Alan Jackson Greatest Hits collection. I played a lot. I got that. I received the TNT album, AC/DC.
Oh wow. European
Um,
bread. That's import, by the way. There.
Yeah, 'cause they
Yep.
were selling it at like Kmart or something, and asked for it for my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Got that.
Does anybody
Um,
miss Kmart like I do?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
No, I don't miss it.
Why not?
I never really shopped there anyway. I only was in there like a few times.
Back then, when we had so many. We usually went to the Kmart to buy what was out there, whether it was Van Halen or any other stuff there. Plus, then we
Yep.
had plus, but for the other stuff that just came out, like the new Iron Maiden album at that time, Power Slave, we had to definitely go to a place like Music Stop for to get it right there.
Somebody's
All right,
having
so
supper.
Mm.
follow it along. I remember I went to Best Buy and I got his CD Kiss Double
All right,
Platinum.
all
No.
right.
Remember that record, Kiss Double Platinum? So, but I got the
Yeah, so
CD. You know,
yeah, so I remember it being advertised when it back in when it first came out in 1978. There.
now like they do I think it's like the intro of She,
Yeah.
and then it goes into something else, but that's pretty cool. Um, very memorable.
All right.
And then I remember watching wrestling around, I guess, I don't know. We need to find that year, but when the Undertaker turned into the biker,
Oh yeah, the American
then right after
Badass.
American Badass song, because I know he used the other. I think he used another song for a little bit, but he used American Badass by Kid Rock,
Yeah.
the History of Rock CD. That song was on their big hit song, so I actually bought that CD physically. Really got big into Kid Rock then. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
That's about it for me, honestly. And that's kind of when the MP3s came in. You
Okay,
know,
Earl, you want to do your 10 albums or you want me to do mine?
Well, let me try and do my 10 albums. The first album I got was for my birthday. It was from my mom. At that time, I think it was 1978. It was because at the time I discovered the Beatles through the cartoon series on syndication. I just fell in love with the music, the style, the instruments, and everything. She bought me a compilation album called Rock and Roll Music, which was a selection of all their rocking songs that they called it at that time there. It was released at the same a couple of years back. It was released at the same time they put another compilation of all their love ballads titled Love Songs. So that album, unfortunately, was no longer in print there. It had all the stuff like Roll Over Beethoven, Bad Boy, Helter Skelter, Get Back. And no, I'm not answering that scammy ass phone number. You're gone. But you'll probably leave me a stupid ass voice message just as well there. You've been selected to be a part of our Caribbean cruise there. Nope, I'm not taking it. I have no interest in taking our Caribbean cruise because most likely I would get seasick and start upchucking in your food there. Yep, there's a stupid little voicemail here. All right, so I think my second record I got was back in couple years back, oh, about a year and a half later. It would be Pink Floyd's original copies of The Wall when it was on Columbia CBS at that time. Then my third one had to be another Pink Floyd record called Obscured by Clouds,
Right.
which was a soundtrack to a movie called The Valley, which was back from 1972. I guess let's see. A couple album. Oh yeah, in between I had a couple of vinyl records from garage sales like the Moody Blues, Question of Balance, Days of Future Past, and let's see here. I had this little cheap ass record player just as well there. Oh yeah, my mom also got me a couple other Beatles albums as well, Abbey Road and Yesterday and Today with the altered cover there, not the original Butcher Baby cover there.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's probably about it. That's all I can remember now. From then on, it was all vinyl albums after album there. Then I discovered cassettes a couple years later there, and I was big on that. In fact, I even remember the first official cassette I bought from a record store, Dirty D's Done Dirt Cheap by AC/DC.
Right.
All right.
Okay, my 10 are going to span from about 1965 to 1968.
All right.
And I'm not even sure I hit the exact first 10 I bought. I probably forgot one, but I remembered having these
All right.
during this period of time. And this isn't probably the right order because I honestly don't
Right.
remember the first album I ever got. But it had the Birds, Turn, 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 the Blues Magoo's Electric Comic Book, I wrote these down, so I'm having a little trouble with my
Right.
writing. The Rolling Stones, 12 by 5.
Um, and that came out on the London Records label back
Right,
then, right?
right.
Mm.
My favorite song off that album was It's All Over Now.
Ah, remember hearing that one there.
Next one, next one I have is Them, Here Comes the Night
Mm.
with
Van Morrison.
Right. Then I had Status Quo, Pictures of Matchstick Men, which was
Well, real quick on Van Morrison.
okay.
Like I heard someone say last week or whatever, like not on community radars, like on that series next to him, like wasn't he a big songwriter?
Van Morrison, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
a
and
singer
like
as
someone
well
was
there.
like he was better at the songwriting than his actual because he was a performer too, correct? He sung and
Yes,
stuff.
he was. Yes,
Well, yeah,
he
but
was.
that's more like Bob Dylan.
Is he known more for his own stuff or him writing stuff?
A
Or
lot of
both?
it, he did mostly a lot of his own stuff. He didn't really, not a lot of people covered a lot of his stuff other than Gloria.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying like he wrote stuff for other people. Is that right?
Not that I know of. You
Ah.
might
I
have to
can't
light
think
me
of
on that
anything.
one. But he wrote a lot of and performed a lot of his old hit songs, and a couple of his songs did get covered other than Gloria. You may remember Rod Stewart doing his version of "Have I Told You Lately."
Ah,
John Mellencamp and that what's her other face there, and cello. If I'm trouble pronouncing her name, Michelle and something there. They did a
cello.
version of what? Yeah, they did a version of White, no, Wild Night.
Right.
That was a big hit on the radio at that time there.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts off in E and then drops to the second octave. I guess you'd call it E.
Yeah, yeah, huh?
Sounds like two different chords, but it's the same chord in different places.
Yeah, it is true there.
Okay, after Status Quo, Pictures of. Actually, I think the album cover title was Pictures of Matchstickable Men or something like that.
Okay, there.
Then I had Strawberry Alarm Clock, Incense, and Peppermint, the album.
Ah, I see.
Cream, Disraeli Gears. And
Mm.
remember, I bought these when they were new, so. Moody Blues, Days of Future Past.
I had that too as well there.
Steppenwolf's first album.
Right.
Deep Purple, Shades of. And Meet the Beatles.
Oh yeah, and that's the U.S. version because
Right.
remember the
Yeah.
UK was with the Beatles.
Right.
I had that as well. I think my ma had originally had that in her collection along with her, or actually my dad's. But when it started getting into the Beatles, she gave that to me.
And I know among other albums I had at that time were Fresh Cream, which was the first Cream album. I bought it after Disraeli Gears. I liked Disraeli Gears and went back and got Fresh Cream.
Ah,
And are you familiar with a group called Quicksilver Messenger Service?
I have heard of them. Yes.
I got their first two albums, which was self-titled and Happy Trails, which I remember that one particularly because my parents were trying to force me to get country music, and the Quicksilver Messenger Service Happy Trails album cover was a
Yeah.
cowboy and a roping a calf or something. It looked country, but it wasn't
Ah,
by no means. Uh, Side one was their live rendition of Who Do You Love, which is, I don't recall who did the song first,
yeah.
but
That's always been a question because I remember my favorite would be George Thorogood and the Destroyers version of that. I remember hearing that back in 1979.
Yeah, well, that song was out in the '60s because
Yeah, sure.
that the Happy Trails version that it's like 20 something minutes long uh, was 1968 or 9, I
Mm.
believe, maybe 9. And then before that was a version by a group called the Woolies in about like 1964 or 5, and it was only about a minute and a half. But I mean, I could go through some of the albums I got, and I sit here and rattle off a bunch that you guys have probably never heard or
Mm.
heard of. Because I know
Yeah.
I also had the Grateful Dead's first album and Axmoa, their second one. Let's see, what else did I get back then? Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Child is Fault of the Man, in 2 and 3. Chicago Transit Authority, Spirit, their
Uh
first
huh.
album.
Ah,
I'm
the
doing
one
these
with
off the top
Taurus
of
on it.
yeah, I'm doing these off the top of my
Ah,
head, so I know I missed some. And eventually, I did get most of the Beatle albums. Well, actually, I
yeah,
ended
yeah.
up with
Who
all of
What
them
was it?
was
eventually.
Who?
here's one for you. What here it's like a threefer. What's the first record vinyl? What's the first cassette tape? No matter if it's rock or not. I like to hear. And what was your first CD that you up or 8 track? You want to put a forfer in there? Y'all have on top of your head? Do y'all can y'all remember?
Well,
Well,
I
I didn't
just
buy any. Well,
You know what I mean? Come across or
yeah.
whatever. Like, what was your first of each way of music? Like the 8 track cassette and then
well
record
those
CDs. Like, do
10
y'all
that I
remember?
just rattled off were all vinyl. Those were pretty
Uh,
much, and I think the first one I ever got was the Birds one. Turn, turn,
Mm,
turn. Uh, 8 track. Wow.
no.
is that
I
mainly
remember.
played in cars only, or
Well,
Yeah,
no, they
they
had
don't.
players in the
Well,
house
they
too,
had
but
stereos.
oh,
Yeah,
okay?
that would play vinyl records and 8 tracks and the radio included on there. A couple of times, some of those systems will also had a cassette player included.
yeah, I never had any cassettes, so I can't answer this cassette one.
Oh, I had a
Well, I'll
big
tell you all
blaster for
this.
cassettes.
In ninth grade, when I was in high school, the 2000s, and cassettes were way past its prime. I let's see, because I got a recorder and I started fucking around with that, and like a tape recorder. And then like I found out that if you have a boom box and you put a tape inside and hit record, you know, like record stuff off the radio or other
I did
CDs.
that.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I put a bunch of
I
CDs.
did a lot of that during the early 1980s. I
Yeah.
would record all the good stuff that was playing on the radio at that time, and I just
See,
had
the problem
endless and
was, bro.
endless.
The problem was when you use a Walkman with the batteries for for the cassettes,
Yeah.
batteries start going low. It starts getting slower. The music, it
That
starts.
same here. It had the same thing happen to me many times. So I was still using cassettes, believe it or not, but when I was still in Detroit, believe it or not. It took me till after moving to Texas that I would get into MP3s, thanks to my
It's a
sister,
lot
believe it or
cheaper.
not.
I mean, like cassette's cheaper, but like the MP3 is the way to go. Like it's fast, it's whatever, blah blah blah. You're out the door.
You don't have to
You
worry
know,
about, bumping into something that having some sort of thing screw up there, or you have to worry about, just the song slowing down because of the low battery.
but
And it
yeah.
would sound a lot better when you think about it there.
Keith, did you ever have any cassette tapes in the '90s?
Uh, yeah, yeah. But what I would do is I would get blank cassette tapes and then like put them in the boombox and record songs from the radio.
What I
And
would do, what I would do is that it would be, because at that time the cars I was driving didn't have any CD players in them, just cassette
Yeah.
players. So what I would record some of what I have on the CD onto a cassette, and I would play them in the cassette player while I was driving. I did that
oh,
with a number of releases.
yeah, I basically had 8 track up until, well, basically about the time CDs came out.
Yep.
What year did CDs come out?
I think they come out somewhere in the 1980s. I think it was. I remember seeing them at the old record store there, just when they were debuting there. It was a small ass section there.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
first CDs I got were basically what I looked at as replacements from a vinyl down the road.
Uh,
Because I know I got Jimi Hendrix Are You Experienced, one of my first CDs, and
I remember the first.
Boston's first album.
um,
I remember the first CD I ever got. My mom picked it out. I wasn't with my mom, but she picked it out. She got Arrested Development. Wire, you know who Arrested Development is?
I remember them. Yeah,
Yeah, and then I think
Who?
Arrested
Arrested
Development.
Development.
They're a
Oh,
rap group.
yeah, here in the show, the TV show on Fox.
No, not that.
No,
It,
no,
no,
they're a
it's
rap
a rap
group.
group.
Oh no, I thought it was. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, but I was.
Yeah, I was
thinking
going to
it
I know
say
it's-
I'm
no,
not
no,
familiar
about
that much with rap myself.
I know it's Keith. God damn it with the rap shit. Come on.
Wait, you say you don't care what genre it is?
Well, we did tell him that.
I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
But my and I'm probably going to cause a little controversy here, but my thing with rap music is they left the C off of rap.
Oh, there you go. See.
I see there.
The C?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Who's the C?
No, Keith.
Somebody want to
Keith.
explain him
Put
to
it,
it?
put two together, and you see what we're talking about there.
Keith,
What?
get your shit together.
I mean, are you talking about a curse word?
No.
I mean,
Just
it
put
is.
a
Kinda,
C.
yeah, it is.
Well,
It's
sort of,
not
I
really a curse
suppose.
word, yes.
But
just put C in front of the word rap.
Today.
Put a C in front of the word rap.
Oh
See
crap!
what we're talking
Oh,
There you go. Finally.
okay.
Unbelievable, Keith.
I was thinking about
Dude.
the word cunt.
Ew.
Keith, have you ever like sold any burned CDs or cassettes or anything?
Yes. Yeah, I used to make CDs for people and sell 'em, I don't know, for like $5 or less.
Wow.
I forgot how much. But after Arrested Development, I picked out the CDs from then on, and my second CD was the Space Jam soundtrack from the movie in like in the 90s.
Yeah, movie soundtracks. There's a few of those out there that I kind of liked. I had the two album set of the Star Wars stuff,
Oh, wow.
and I had
Wow.
the two
Yeah.
album set of Superman one with Christopher
Wow.
Reeves. Jaws. That was one
Right.
record.
I remember one of the soundtracks I had was the Beatles' U.S. version of "Help" with the instrumental scores
Oh, yeah.
included on it there.
Well,
Yeah, I
here's
did-
a honorable mention is I did have a couple of those WWF theme song CDs.
I see there. Yeah, remember seeing those a couple times at the nearby Kmart.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still flabbergasted about some of the prices. 'Cause I remember when I bought those first 10 albums, so I didn't spend over $2 for any of them.
Wow, man.
They were all under $2.
Um,
And nowadays, it's a new version of a vinyl would cost about $22.
is there any records that came out back in the day that like included something like a prize or a special gift
Or just other
something?
things.
Yeah, like an extra or something.
Yeah, a
Well,
few.
we all know the Beatles' White Album came with a poster and the color prints of the band's images that was inside of the gatefold, but only in color this time there.
There's one group I'm trying to think of, and they like it might be that Rolling Stones, the Sticky Fingers,
Yeah.
and they had to cover it with a plastic
Well,
bag or something.
They-
no, they
yeah,
had to
because
cover
the
that the zipper actually worked.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
the
I had that album.
And what did the inner sleeve that features underwear there? And
Yeah.
I guess Andy Warhol was the designer of that album cover, I guess.
And the Alice Cooper Schools Out record Had a pair of
Were there
panties on the record.
were
Yeah.
their fingers sticky because they were handling the THC?
No, no, no,
God.
no.
Okay.
Oh, and their Sonic Majesty's Request album, the original had a real, I don't know what they called it, but instead of a picture, it had like a 3D looking thing.
Yeah, it was hologram.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking
Hologram
for.
of the album cover, yes.
Would you ever want to see that Dio hologram concert?
I didn't know there was. I heard about that there,
Yeah, they
but
have it. I mean, like I don't know if it's like now, touring now, but just in general, would you want to see it? Be a little
well,
weird, right?
it would sound unique to interesting to watch, but it would not be as good as seeing Dio the person actually in
Right.
front of you.
Have you
singing.
seen Dio in concert?
No, no.
Ah.
I was I wanted to go check him out. When he played Harpo's Concert Theater around '94, I guess was around. I forgot it was. I think it was may have been a '79 or some. No, what am I talking about? '97, I think it was, or somewhere around the before the 2000s. But my girlfriend at that time was having a lot of issues, so I had to cancel that to be with her that night.
Mm. There's other inserts that I can kind of remember. That electric comic book album by Blues Magoos had an actual
Ah,
electric comic book in it.
oh wow.
Well, it wasn't electric, like you wouldn't plug it in. It was just what they called it. But it
Yes,
actually had a small little comic book in it.
I
And
see there.
then
John Lennon and
Ambrosia,
Yoko
one of their
Ono.
albums, I'm trying to remember, the second one I believe it was, would actually fold out into a pyramid.
Oh wow,
What?
interesting. Yeah,
Remember that John Lennon and Yoko Ono? Didn't they have like their bush and they had
yeah,
a
yeah. They were completely new. They was completely new. The album Two Virgins, and I believe that came out on that label that Bill Cosby co-founded, if I'm correct there.
then obviously the Scorpions album, that
Oh
one.
yeah, oh yeah. We know. Oh yeah, not just that one, but a whole bunch of others there. You remember, Love at First Sting had to have a different cover on it because it was like an underage boy and a grown woman making out while he's tattooing her thigh there. Plus, Driven by Force featured two boys playing play gunfight in a cemetery there. People considered that the kind of like degrading there, so they had to change that one.
And then you had
Um,
UFOs Force It.
yeah, that's right there. Which, by the way, the two models on there would eventually put together an industrial group of their own called Throbbing Gristle years down the line.
One of the spookiest inserts to an album I can ever remember is I bought Leonard Skinner's Street Survivors the day it came out,
Mm.
Yep.
and 3 days later is when they went down in the airplane. And
Hey.
the insert in the album
The front cover,
was,
actually.
well, no. The insert
Hmm.
inside, you pulled it out, was their concert listing.
Ah,
And the third or fourth concert was the one that they crashed going to. And so that
yeah.
was kind of like, whoa. And yeah, that original cover was spooky too.
Yeah, because one of the members, Steve Gaines, the guitar player, he was in the background and it looked like he was engulfed in flames. So they had to change that there.
What would you think about our next show being rock and roll tragedies?
We could do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
you start
Because
with
we
Buddy
are,
Holly.
Yeah.
yeah, the day
Big
the music
Bopper
died,
and
Richie
Valens.
Valens, one of the first Latino musicians out there that really make it big.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I guess
Elvis, John Lennon.
that
Yeah.
would be Monday, right?
Oh well, we can. Well, let's see. We come out. Well, Minnesota Vikings fan said he was going to do his show tomorrow night, Real as Fuck TV, right?
I don't know. I suppose.
Better.
Yeah, because I did mention about us possibly, you and I, YR, possibly joining in on that show there, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking possibly doing this show at 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 Eastern, so that we could let Minnesota possibly have some of his time slot back, because he
Yeah.
did complain a couple times how we went live over the same time he was supposed to go live.
Well, actually, it kind of pushes it for me to be here at 5
Mm.
because I have dialysis tomorrow.
Alrighty. Oh wow, it's tomorrow's Thursday. You usually have it on Tuesday.
No, I have it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, we could probably talk to someone. One of us could talk to Minnesota, possibly have him join the call at 6 p.m. Central.
Well, I
I'm
don't have
thinking about
anything.
that.
Well, I don't have anything wrong with. I don't have any problem with Minnesota other than we go off topic pretty damn quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no drama bullshit. We're on these music
yeah,
shows.
we're gonna have to let him know about that if he joins the call. Definitely for shizzle, man.
But let's go ahead and let's do rock and roll tragedies, and let's do it Monday, and
Tomorrow,
let's just skip. Well, like I
tomorrow
said,
there, definitely.
oh,
Yeah,
you want to do it tomorrow?
we could do that tomorrow since I'm gonna be up. So I don't really go back to work until Friday there.
Okay. Well, we can do it tomorrow, starting at 5.
Well, if you wish, okay. Because remember you said, yeah, we
Yeah,
could
I
do
just
that.
have to
5.
push it to start at 5.
Okay, there.
'Cause
All right.
sometimes I don't even get home till 4:30.
Okay. All right. Sounds pretty good there. We could definitely do that. And then we could join in with the Minnesota crew for
Yeah.
Real Spark TV later on that evening. Hey, if you want, YR, you and I can just keep the stream going throughout both programs. I did that a couple times there.
Yeah.
I like
They're
doing
going
that
live
there.
tonight?
Are they going live?
Is Minnesota going live tonight?
I don't think so, no. Otherwise, it would be announced on his YouTube page there.
Ah.
It could be a little announcement, going live in blah, 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 how many minutes there.
And then we got the Bullfrog AEW watch along with me and Keith
Mm.
coming up after. But I'm taking a little
Alright.
step back from the drama myself.
Yeah.
Want to focus on more positive stuff and everything, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. I mean, drama is fun to cover at times, but there's so once in a while you need a little break from that bullshit
Yeah.
there. Because it's kind of like gets to you after a long while. There's like, oh, God, we got to talk about this now. We got to talk about
Plus,
that
like,
now.
bro, people already know what people already know what it is. Like,
Yeah,
you
we
don't
all
have to
know.
re-explain fucking why these assholes are assholes every day. Like, people already know the
we
deal
all-
pretty much.
I mean, we all know Tony is a cloud chaser who is desperate to be accepted. We all know SC Queefy is a dipshit. And the reason, by the way, why he has an emoji on his girlfriend's face is because he wants to hide the Adam's apple.
Oh my god.
And you know what? But I would like to suggest this. Possibly YR, you probably get Jacob RP and SC going at one another because he did say he doesn't like SC Steve.
That is true. Well,
All
SC's banned on my show though too. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, so we can have it on Bullfrog. We can have it on the Bullfrog's channel there.
You want?
All right. Okay, so
I guess
So
we're
I
done
guess-
with tonight's music show, and do it tomorrow with the tragedies.
all right, rock the tragedies of rock and roll. Okay, definitely.
That'd be
we'll
good.
take a
That'd be
look at-
good. I mean, it's a little bit. It's a little bit on the somber, darker side, but you know, we're
a
paying our respects. You know,
It's a salute to the
different.
guys who influenced us. Neither way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, the last one we talk about will be Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
yes.
I like when I say tragedies, I also mean, like the
Passings.
overall deaths. Yeah, let's put that
Yeah.
in there too. Like big
Yeah.
name deaths. Same thing
Yeah.
as a tragedy, but
Yeah.
obviously you have your Randy Rhodes and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
You dive into that Leonard Skinner stuff pretty deep. I like to dive in that pretty deep
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I saw the what's the drummer's name?
Artemis Pyle.
Yeah,
He's their
he-
former drummer. Yeah.
He came out with this. It was kind of low budget, but it was like a movie about the thing, a plane crash.
Yeah.
It's on one of the apps, maybe like Amazon Prime or something, but it's very low budget. Because I know they made another one, but this one is true. The one written by Artisan Prime. It what's his name again?
Yeah,
Artemis
NX.
Pyle. No,
Artemis Pyle.
Artemis. Yes. Thank you.
What
thought
did I
it was-
say? Artemis Prime.
I know. We were thinking of the Transformers when we said that.
Yeah,
there.
Artemis Prime. Yeah.
No, but it is a good.
Yeah, we can also-
it is pretty good. Yeah.
When we talk about it, we can talk about the songs that were made up, like American Pie, and Rock and Roll Heaven by the Righteous Brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, Charlie Daniels had one called Reflections
Hmm. Yeah.
that I'd look that one up before tomorrow if I was you guys and listen to that one and say, oh, wow. Because he
Charlie
kind of,
Daniels band.
yeah, Charlie
Yeah.
Daniels Band is, just, I believe it's called Reflections, and it's basically talking about some of the tragedies in rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see there. All right, so definitely we'll take a look at that tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern time
Were
instead
there
of 7.
were there a lot of drug overdoses?
Well, there's
Oh,
a
there
few
was
of
a
those,
few.
but
Yeah, when we get into the '90s, Kurt Cobain and one of
Yep.
the latest ones,
Shannon Hoon from Blind Melon, Dwayne Gottel,
Soundgarden.
Skinny Puppy. Yeah. Yeah, we got to talk about some of the other things that the artist usually has, a mental issue of their own that they're dealing with.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there. So I guess that includes our episode of today there.
Yeah.
All right. Once again, we'll be back on tomorrow night, an hour earlier, unless something comes up.
when
in the
at
meantime-
5 at 5.
Yeah, 5 our
Central
time.
over here.
All right,
Central.
all right.
So that way we can make room for Minnesota Vikings fan to do his Real as Fuck TV program.
All right.
All right, definitely there, because he
Here,
did
no more
mention that
complaining
last night.
about it. We shouldn't hear. No, we're going out of our way trying to please Minnesota. He shouldn't be crying about it anymore. You know.
Okay, there.
Right.
All right. Okay, so for Arknolia, YR, Keith, and myself, you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening, all right? And we'll see you tomorrow, an hour earlier.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
You do know I was on the phone,
All
right?
right, we did a good show